Hello YouTube, it's me, Jopta, back at it again with another video. So, I did Ben 10 Aliens with Pokemon types. And a lot of you actually watched it. Like, way more than people that are subscribed. There is a way to fix that, but I don't think we're going to reach over 10k overnight. Anyway, semi-recently, a ROM hack has been catching on, thanks to one Jaden Animation, created by another YouTuber, Alpharad, and his team, that adds so many types to Pokemon. So I thought, why not make that old video again, but using the types from Pokemon Too Many Types. I am not talking about any reboot Alien, because I have not watched the reboot, and I do not want to. And unlike the first video, where I sort of brushed them aside, I will be talking about Ultimates in this video. Okay, let's get started with the original series. Heat Blast is still pure fire. None of the new types would fit, and you could arguably add Rock because of the design, but the only thing he does is fire. Wild Mutt is boring ugly, which sounds about right. Add Sharp upon its ultimate form, as it gets a spiked tail and its razor fin. It looks very sharp. Diamond Head is Sharp Rock. Very self-explanatory right there. Accelerate is just Dragon. I am not giving them electric because they are fast. And I know they had electric powers in one of the comics, but the comics aren't canon, so fuck off. Grey Matter is little. I'm not making fun of him, that's just his type. You can't just say they're smart, so psychic. Forearms is the same as Machamp, and thankfully Machamp is in too many types, where they are fighting crab. They go a bit loose with the term crab, so Forearms is a crab. Stinkfly is Stinky Poison Bug, because duh. So you can get flying just by using the Levitate ability. Ripjaws is Water Sharp Bad. I don't really understand bad, but I'm using it as like dark but not. And Ripjaws was in contention to be dark in the first time. And then Sharp, obviously for its sharp teeth, and water because it's aquatic. I was considering Anki over bad, but I think bad suits it better. Also because Ripjaws is bad. Upgrade is Prime Gamer Liquid, which I don't think I need to explain. Ghost Freak is Bad Ghost, and while I haven't included, the Unsheathed form adds the Dark type. Because darkness is my domain! I just peeked the mic with that, I'm so sorry. Cannon Bolt finally gets a good type, being pure bull, and he gains the Steel type upon ultimate form. Wildvine is Sharp Grass Bean. Look at Wildvine's backs and tell me those aren't beans, or bean shaped. Spitter is Ugly Poison. I don't think that needs to be argued. Buzzshock is Little Electric Guys. Guys refers to multiple things, but for this video it's going to be cloning ability, which Buzzshock can do. Octiguana is still Ice. There was no new types that fit it. Blitzwolfer is Sharp Song Furry, although really the furry in that episode is Kai, who very bluntly tells Ben that she preferred him when he was a werewolf. And Song because it has sonic howls. Snarrow was almost as difficult for this video as it was for the last time. I settled for Ancient. That's about all I had. Upchuck is Little Sus Bean. Little Bean, look at him, it makes sense. As for Sus, what that tongue do? It looks kinda like the imposter, right? Frankenstrike is Electric Steel Boomer. Eye Guy is so weird. I'm just gonna call him an ugly gun, because he's ugly and shooting lasers. Sorry, there's no laser type. Not yet, there isn't. Waybig is Steel OU, which is just overused or just overpowered, because he is. Ultimate Waybig getting the type, which just doubles all types, so he's more steel and more overpowered. And finally for classic, no surprise, Ditto is silly little guys. I mean, there was nothing else they can be. And this is the most silly alien, at least in my opinion. And that's orders for Classic. Moving on to Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. Let's start out with Swamp Fire. Swamp Fire, Grass Fire, Swamp, Fire, Swamp, Grass, Fire, Fire, Swamp Fire, Fire, Grass. That got mocked so much in my friend group. But we're also going to add Stinky, because I'm pretty sure he's Stinky, if memory serves. And it's the same for its ultimate form. Echo Echo are little song guys, which, very fitting. But their ultimate is only Steel Song, because they are taller, and they can no longer clone themselves. Humongousaur is Ancient Fighting, as they are a giant fighting dinosaur, with their ultimate form being Ancient Fighting Gun, because he literally has hands that turn into machine guns, and a flail for a tail, but that's not as important. Jet Ray, what you gonna go flying space? Could give them water, because they are a great swimmer, but they are mainly used in the show for flying, so there you go. Oh, Big Chill, let's go. So in the last video, I confidently said Big Chill could have 4 different normal Pokemon types. So now I just get to pick 3 of them, and I can call it a day. Oh, none of the new, like, too many types really could add any more than I needed here. And as for the flying, just give it Levitate. It'll work. Now, the ultimate is strictly ice so cold that it burns. So it is still ice despite looking like fire. Anyway, Chromastone is Magic Rock. I don't need to explain that. He's Magic Rock. Brainstorm, easily Electric Psychic Crab. Spider Monkey is Bug Monkey Crab. I didn't know whether to include Crab or not, because it has the limb count for a crab. Bug Monkey, it's Spider Monkey. That is the best type. It is a great type for it. Ultimately, I did give it to him, because Ambipom is a crab type. And if that counts, so does Spider Monkey, and its ultimate form. I didn't make the rules, I'm just trying to understand them. Goop is just a silly liquid. Alien X, they're just space OU type, so they're more space and more OU than other space OUs. Lodestar, pure steel, it's magnets. Nanomech is the definition of a little gamer bug. Water hazard, very easy, water crab gun. I thought steel, but I'm pretty sure that their shell is not steel. Water gun and especially crab fit best. Amphibian is electric ghost crab. I literally just had electric ghost and maybe water, but then I counted their limbs again, so they're a crab now too. Armadillo is Ohio ground steel. I had to have an Ohio type in there somewhere, and I definitely think Armadillo fits. I know nothing about America. I am just purely doing that based off of vibes. Terraspin is a flying bull, because this is what it looks like when it flies. NRG, unchanged, steel fire or pure fire if it's out of its container. Now, Clockwork, I had trouble with, but did something stupid. They are Steel Boomer Zoomer. Steel because they're a machine. But Boomer and Zoomer because that's 2 different generations, which deal with time. So he's 2 times. Because he has time powers. Fast Track is Boring Furry, because no one cares about him. He's just Accelerate but worse, but also more furry. And there is no random electric power one-off like Accelerate, so piss off. No electric for him because it's fast. Chameleon is Sus Dragon, because it is a lizard, and it can turn invisible like the Imposter or Spy TF2. Shock Squatch is Angie Electric. I could have just copied Electivire, but didn't. Eedle is Ugly Bug. I'm very sorry to the surprising amount of Eedle fans out there. Jerry Rig is an ugly little gamer. Because of course he is. And now we can move on to Omniverse.
Except no, we can't. Bad Mike Jopta here. I somehow forgot Wrath. I don't know how I did that in the recording. Anyway, Wrath is a sharp, angry furry. Alright, that's all. Back to Omniverse.
Feedback. I gave him electric, and then I just decided to give him the vibe type as well, because feedback is a hell of a vibe, in my opinion at least. And in Ben's opinion, he was his favorite alien for a time, before it got ripped away, literally. Blocks is Ugly's Gamer Monkey. Gamer because he is literally Lego, and Monkey because he is apparently based on a gorilla, which I barely knew. Gravitak, super easy. Space Rock, moving on. Crash Hopper is Silly Bug, or Silly Bug Fighting. He's a bug, and he bounces around, it's so silly like. Bull Weevil is Little Bug Ball, because he's a little bug, and he uses balls. Orgatrout is Little Boring Water. You're gonna hear a lot of littles. I don't know why Omniverse loves its little guys. But yeah, boring because all it does is walk, and water because it's a fish. Pesky Dust is Little Dream Fairy. Now, this is probably the best type for it, but I was very tempted to add gender. I think I should have more reason for that, but no, the other three just fit better. Mustache is Little Fluffy Fighting, and yes, this is the first fluffy type we have, and it is purely from his mustache. And fighting because he turns his mustache into fists and fucking boxes. The worst, he should just be Little Boring or Little Ugly Boring, but no. Do you want to know one of the most terrifying Pokemon that the champion uses? It's a Wynot, with the Baby and Uno Reverse type. Baby makes it weak to everything. Uno Reverse reverses the type matchup, so now it resists to everything, and I wanted that for the worst. But because I'm a maniac, I'm also adding on the type. So now, it practically quad resists every other type. You're not going to be able to kill this thing. It's immortal. And that is very fitting for the worst. I want to see pain. Kickin' Hawk is fighting sharp because he fights and he has his sharp talons. Toepick is ugly sus. Its face is so ugly it makes you frightened of it, and it's just sus. You don't know what's under there. Astrodactyl is ancient space flying because it is just Jet Ray except a dinosaur, but also apparently its weapons use like cosmic star energy or some stupid stuff like that. Bullfrag I wish had a better type, but ugly fighting. Anyway, Atomics is Emerald Poison because it's radiation. Tempted to give it OU, but I did that for every single OP alien thus far, except Clockwork, so I didn't care to. Besides, Emerald is pretty much a legendary type anyways. Gutrot is Stinky Poison, which is probably the best, most accurate description on this entire list. And to finally wrap this up, Vampire is Bad Dark Psychic. Chose Psychic over Flying because he is the only alien with mind control. Pesky Dust has dream control, that's a different thing. And there you go! Before I wrap up, I just want to say thank you to everyone that watched the first video. It is currently sitting at 11,000 views, and I am beyond happy with that. It's the second most viewed video I've had thus far. This was fun. The first video was fun. I'm always happy to sort Ben 10 into stupid stuff. This has been Jolpta. Catches.